nose pull on the pool and reel the line. The fish were so strong, all the hoppers had to help him pull. Finally, they caught the biggest fish they had ever seen.
Good evening. What's the matter? Are you afraid of vampires? No need to worry. I'm not staying for dinner. I'm here to guide you through a brief story of vampires. It shows how our imagination has changed from recross to that gentlemen you see before you. Vampires are nearly as old as you humans. Story about us revenge appear cultural instinct as far back as medieval times, but we wasn't called vampire back then, and most of us did not look the way we imagine vampires today. Far from it. For example, the Mesolanthus was creature with the head of a lion and body of the donkey, and the ancient Greek stripe, the symbol described a bloodthirsty bird. Others were even stranger. A Philippines mandate was sever her upper torso and spread huge back like wings to fly. The Malaysia penis a flying female head with gentle entrance. And Australia Zamaraho with a little red guy with a big head and a long mouth and blood circle on his hand and feet. Oh, let's not forget the Caliban Sordans, the West Africa Opes and the Amazon Tarantula. Shimmering on they, though they may look vastly different, all of them began one common characteristic. Those sustain themselves by consuming the life force of a living creature. This star trend was defines a vampire. All the other are three change the types. So how do we arrive at the remaining pharaoh you see before you? Our modern idea emerged on 13th century Eastern Europe with a dramatic increasing of vampire substitutions. Story of blood-sucking shadow creature become nightly bedside terrors and popularly foretales that memory among the working people and locals during the most common vampire traits known today, such as vampire being undead and nocturnal as self-sniffing. You see, Eastern Europe in 18th century was a pretty grim place, with many deaths or groups from unknown diseases and plagues. Without medicine expression, people searched for supernatural causes and found what looked like evidence of the cause of the victims. When villains dug up bodies to discover the cause of mystery death, they would often find the cadaver looking very much alive, longer hair and fingernails, bloated bellies, and blood at the corner of the mouth. Later. Clearly, the people are not really dead. They were vampires, and they have been living the grave to feast on living. The terrible violence would quickly entrust to a ritual to kill undead. The practice vary across, but usually include beheading, burning, and stuffing the body to the coffin and preventing it from getting up. Greasy stuff. But what the villain interrupts at unholy remains were actually normal symptoms of death. When the body decomposes, the skin dehydrates, causing the hair and fingernails to extend. Bacteria in stomach create gas that fills the belly, which forces out blood and matter through our mouth. Unfortunately, the science was not yet known, so the villain kept digging. In fact, so many bodies were dug up that the Empress of Asia sent her passenger around to record the vampire story, and she even expected a law prohibiting grave tampering. Still, even after the vampire hunts had died out, The story of legend survived a local superstition. The less it knows literatures such as Polly the Vampire, Gothic novel Carmia, and more favorably, Bram story Dracula. Other stalkers, including historical myths like Elizabeth Battle, Viking Bloodbath, and the brutal escort of Vlad Dracus. It was the local myth that inspired the main element of the story. The transformed setting owing leads to defense oneself and stalking of the herd. While the utterance was still family to us, the element he invented himself also lasted over the years. Fear of crisis, wicked in sunlight, and the vampire infectly to see the reflection. By inventing new traits, Stalker perfectly entranced the age-old traditional of embarking upon and explains the myth of vampires. At this chart, maybe you meet my relation, the huge variety of creatures stalking night before Dracula's. And many more will continue to creep through our nightmares. Just as long as the discipline of living being life force, they are part of my trip. Even smoking vampire can be included. After all, it continues storytelling and remains of vampire legends and allow us to truly live forever.